Cristiano Ronaldo, a name the world doesn't just recognize as a football legend, but as a living story. Yet this time, the tale isn't about goals scored on the pitch, it's about a life-changing decision in the field of the heart. Fans everywhere are asking the same burning question: are Ronaldo and Georgina getting married this October? The question isn't as simple as it sounds. One picture of a diamond ring on social media, a short but powerful caption, "Yes, I do," and suddenly, the entire world lost its mind. Every headline, every conversation revolved around the same thing. After 9 long years of love, is this the moment their story finally ends at the altar? But the truth is, the story doesn't end here. It begins here. Their journey started in 2016, when a chance meeting at a Madrid store changed both their lives forever. From that day to now, their love has lived under the brightest spotlights, smiling hand in hand on red carpets, vacationing in the world's most stunning locations, and building a family that millions admire. But behind all the glitter and glamour, lies a quieter world, a private space only they share. It's in that world where whispered dreams are exchanged, and silent fears are kept hidden from the rest of us. Then came August 2025. Georgina posted that sparkling ring on her Instagram, and every major news channel ran the same headline: Cristiano Ronaldo is getting married. But here's the strange part: not a single mention of a wedding date. Neither Ronaldo nor Georgina confirmed anything. And yet, some close sources claimed the couple would tie the knot in a private ceremony this October. But if it's true, why the silence? Is it just a masterful way to surprise their fans? Or is there another reason they're holding back? The mystery deepens when old interviews resurface. In one, Ronaldo once said he would marry Georgina when we get that special click. And so, the question grows louder: is this the click he was waiting for? Or is it just the media weaving its own fairy tale? October is fast approaching. The rumors are growing louder. But the real truth lives locked inside the hearts of only 2 people, and maybe, only time will bring it out into the open. The whispers didn't fade, they grew louder. Every passing day brought a new source claiming to know the truth. Some tabloids swore they had insider confirmation Ronaldo and Georgina would marry in a breathtaking, private October ceremony, somewhere far away from the public eye. Others said it was just a rumor gone wild, fed by a single Instagram post and the imagination of fans. And yet, as the rumors swirled, something about Ronaldo's silence felt intentional. The man who has never shied away from speaking his mind about his career, his family, his future was suddenly saying nothing. Those who have followed Ronaldo closely know he isn't a man who lets the world dictate his timeline. For years, Georgina has stood by his side through triumphs and trials, from his move to Juventus, to his emotional return to Manchester United, and now to his chapter in Saudi Arabia. Their love story has been documented in every possible way: paparazzi photos, interviews, Georgina's Netflix series, and yet, despite living under the lens, the one thing they've guarded fiercely is the exact moment they'd say "I do." Was this silence simply them protecting that sacred moment, or was there a storm behind the scenes no one could see? Some journalists began digging deeper, and what they found wasn't just about wedding plans, but about tension. Not loud fights or public arguments, but the quiet kind, the kind that builds in the shadows. Busy schedules. Ronaldo constantly traveling for matches and endorsements. Georgina's modeling shoots and brand appearances taking her across the world. Different worlds pulling them in different directions, yet still trying to hold on to the same dream. Friends of the couple spoke off the record, saying there were moments when the distance, both physical and emotional, became harder to ignore. And yet, every public appearance seemed perfect. At events, they'd smile, they'd hold hands, they'd pose for the cameras. But those who have lived in the public eye know the truth. The brightest smiles can sometimes hide the deepest doubts. A former teammate of Ronaldo even hinted in an interview that he wouldn't be surprised if the October wedding never happened. Because Cristiano is too precise, too deliberate, he will never commit to that moment unless everything feels exactly right to him. Those words sent fans into overdrive. Was the "yes, I do" Instagram post a final decision? Or just a promise for the future? Then came another twist. A Spanish gossip program claimed to have details of the wedding location. They said it would be in Madeira, Ronaldo's homeland, in a villa overlooking the ocean, with only 50 guests invited. But hours later, a different outlet insisted the wedding would be in Paris, a city Georgina has called the most romantic in the world. 2 completely different stories. Which one was true? Or were they both wrong? As October crept closer, fans began watching every move. Every time Georgina posted a photo in a bridal boutique, speculation exploded. Every time Ronaldo wore a suit in a public event, hashtags like #OctoberWedding and #Ronaldo and Georgina began trending. And yet, neither of them gave even the smallest confirmation. No press conference. No official statement, just a silence so loud, it became deafening. Behind closed doors, sources say, the conversations between them were far more complicated than anyone imagined. This wasn't just about planning a wedding, it was about planning a future. About where they would live, about their children, about whether Ronaldo, who has spent decades chasing perfection in football, could finally slow down enough to chase something even more difficult, a perfectly balanced life. Georgina, for her part, wanted stability, but also freedom to grow her career without being defined only as Ronaldo's fiancée. And so the question remains, is this October the chapter where their love story finally reaches the altar? Or will it be another page in a book that keeps getting longer? A story the world is desperate to see concluded, but which only they can write. Every rumor, every photo, every silence is a clue. But the truth, for now, remains locked away, just out of reach. Cristiano's footsteps echoed down the long hallway, each one heavier than the last. He had been carrying the weight of unspoken truths for too long, but now, they were clawing their way to the surface. As he reached the grand wooden door at the end of the corridor, his hands trembled not from fear of confrontation, but from the knowledge that what he was about to reveal could shatter everything he had built with Georgina. He hesitated, just for a moment, before pushing the door open. Inside, Georgina sat in the dim light, her eyes red from hours of silent tears. She didn't look surprised to see him. It was as if she had been expecting him all along. Cristiano, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Do you want to say it, or should I? Her tone was calm, but it carried an edge sharp enough to cut through his composure. He walked towards her slowly, his gaze fixed on the floor. I never wanted it to be this way, he murmured. But Georgina leaned forward, her eyes locked on his. Then why does it feel like you've been pushing me away for months? Her words hit him like a blow. He tried to answer, but the memories came flooding back. The nights he stayed out late without explanation, the hushed phone calls, the sudden distance that crept between them like an invisible wall. She reached into her handbag and pulled out a folded piece of paper, sliding it across the table. Read it, she said. He unfolded it slowly, his pulse quickening as he recognized the handwriting. It wasn't hers. The message was short, almost cruel in its simplicity. He will never choose you. Cristiano's stomach twisted. He knew exactly who had written it, but how could he explain without destroying her trust entirely? The silence in the room was suffocating. Then, almost out of nowhere, she asked, who is she? The question hung in the air like a ticking bomb. Cristiano's mind raced. He could lie and prolong the inevitable, or he could tell her the truth, and watch their world crumble in an instant. He took a deep breath. It's not what you think, he began, but she cut him off sharply. It never is it? Before he could respond, there was a knock at the door, slow, deliberate, and chillingly out of place. Both of them froze. The sound repeated, louder this time. Cristiano's instincts kicked in, and he went to open it. But when he did, the hallway was empty. On the floor lay a small, black envelope sealed with red wax. Inside was a single photograph, an image of him and Georgina taken from outside their home, clearly without their knowledge. On the back, in the same handwriting as before, were 3 words, time is up. Georgina's face went pale as she read it over his shoulder. The room seemed to grow colder. Someone was watching them. Someone knew everything. And if Cristiano had been on the edge of losing Georgina before, he now realized they were both standing on the edge of something far darker, a truth that could destroy not just their marriage, but their lives.